Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast. If you happen to be watching on YouTube, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. In today's episode, we're talking about micromanagement. Are you ready? Let's get started. Micromanagement. If you've been in the workplace for very long, you've probably experienced it. And if you've led for any length of time, you've probably done it. It's not something anyone thinks of as something good, as a positive trait. But today I want to talk about micromanagement as more than just an individual problem and more than simply a bad habit, right? So I want to ask you some questions, have you think about these questions a bit, and then we'll tie it all back to micromanagement. All right, so here we go. First of all, how's the trust level on your team? If there are issues with trust between you and members of your team, think about it. If you are micromanaging them, is that helping or hindering the trust? Now, I'm not saying that micromanagement is the only reason that trust might not be where you want it, but it may be a bigger reason than you realize. How about the confidence level of your team members? When we are being micromanaged, our confidence is dwindling because we end up waiting for someone else to tell us what to do or why we're doing it well or how we need to do it differently. And so if you are micromanaging your team, it's possible that you are impeding or reducing their confidence, even if that's not your intention. How's the confidence level on your team? How's the engagement level of your team? Are your people engaged? Do they care? Do they want to go an extra step? Are they willing to volunteer when needed? Are they willing to step up, if you want to call it that? If they're not, it could be that they feel like they're micromanaged. Listen, if I'm being micromanaged on a regular basis, the last thing I want is more of that. So I'm less likely to be engaged if I feel like I've been micromanaged. How's your engagement level? How's the accountability level on your team? Do people feel a sense of ownership for their work? Listen, if I'm being micromanaged, I feel no ownership. I'm like, okay, just tell me what to do, boss, and I'll do that. I'll be disengaged. I won't have accountability, and I'll just try to get the stuff done clearly the way you want it done. Now, can accountability be impacted negatively by things other than micromanagement? Of course, but micromanagement is underrepresented and misunderstood as a possible cause of low accountability. What about initiative level? People just taking initiative. Why would I take initiative if I keep getting said, don't do that, do it this way, do it the way I want you to do it? Why would I take initiative there? Why would your team members take initiative if they feel like it's another chance to be micromanaged, or that's based on your behavior, they don't feel like that's what you want? What about development? You want your team members to grow and develop and get better and get ready to be able to do your job, right? Well, if you're doing their job for them by watching them hovering, being a helicopter leader, if you will, if you're doing that, how likely is it that they're really growing their skills? I mean, if you're saying, oh, no, don't do it that way, do it like this, as opposed to giving them the chance to try and to succeed and maybe to try and perhaps to fail. What if we're not giving people those opportunities, their development is being hindered. If you're micromanaging them, if they feel like they're being micromanaged, it's hindering their development. And lastly, how's your turnover? If you're losing people, micromanagement could be one reason, right? I mean, have you ever left a job in part because you felt like you were being micromanaged? If so, you're not the only one. I've just given you a whole list of things to consider. And all of them could have multiple reasons as to why you don't love your answers. But all of them, the answer could be, in part, be about micromanagement. All of those issues, trust, confidence, engagement, accountability, initiative, turnover, development, can all be influenced negatively by micromanagement. That's why micromanagement isn't just a bad habit. It's potentially a major root cause of challenges that you face as a leader or your organization faces in general. Let me close with today's tweet. Micromanagement is more than a bad habit. It can deeply impact the effectiveness of any leader. Over the last 3 years, one of the things that we've found in working with leaders leading at a distance is that one of the challenges that they found is it's been harder to avoid micromanagement, right? Or stated the other way, lots of people working remotely feel like they're being micromanaged. And so I'd like to introduce you to the Long Distance Work Life podcast. This podcast is not all about micromanagement, but I wanted to share it with you because if you work at a distance, as a member of a team, if you're on a hybrid team, if you're at short distance or long distance, if you're leading a long distance team, then the Long Distance Life podcast might be just the ticket for you and your team to help them get better. All the information about how to subscribe can be found here, or just go to your favorite app, maybe where you're at right now, and search on Long Distance Work Life. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I'll see you next week right here for another episode of Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast.